Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2021 blockbuster sequel Godzilla vs. Kong, a film that is directed by Adam Wingard and it stars Alexander Skarsgård, Rebecca Hall, Millie Bobby Brown, Brian Tyree Henry and Julian Danielson. Now this film is the sequel to the hugely popular Godzilla and Kong films. Now, I think I've reviewed all of them on the channel now. The only one out of the bunch that I wasn't keen on, and I have tried to enjoy it, is the original Godzilla film. I just found it a bit dull, if I'm being particularly honest, even though there are aspects of it that were quite spectacular at times. But beyond that, I've enjoyed everything. I really enjoyed Kong Skull Island. I enjoyed Godzilla King of the Monsters. And they've taken their time to get here, but we have finally got Godzilla vs. Kong. Now, for those of you, well, how to describe this film, really? I had a blueprint in my mind of what I was potentially going to get with this film, and by looking at things online, whether it be Facebook groups or YouTube videos or whatever leading up to this film, a few people have had similar ideas, and they're all kind of dismissive of what we were kind of going to get, because we kind of, could put two and two together and figure out the blueprint of this film. Do we get the blueprint that I certainly had in my head, and possibly many of you did? Yes, we do. However, it doesn't change the fact that what they give us in this film is hugely entertaining stuff. I mean, brilliantly entertaining. I defy anybody to watch this film and not be on the edge of your seat and get a shiver down your spine when you're seeing Godzilla and Kong going hell for leather at each other. It is exhilarating stuff, and the effects are just absolutely stunning. I mean, really, another level stunning. The clarity between these two titans going at each other, and how well you can watch the battle and see the battle, and you never once look at it and think, oh, that's CGI, it don't feel real. I certainly didn't. I was exhilarated watching it. So I've got to say, I was hugely entertained with this film. I mean, hugely entertained. Once again, however, we do get the human character side of it kind of drag the film down a bit, as they have in all of them. Apart from Kong Skull Island, I felt they were used quite well in there, the human characters. Godzilla King of the Monsters, not so much. A little bit better here than the last one. I was fairly invested in the Alexander Skarsgård and the Rebecca Hall journey. They've got this little girl who has got a connection with Kong and can communicate with him using sign. And Kong's got a real affection for this little girl. That brought some real heart and emotion to the film that really helped. I bought them characters. I liked their journey. The Millie Bobby Brown storyline and the Julian Danielson and Brian Tyree Henry all kind of team up. Brian Tyree Henry is like a conspiracy theorist. He's got these conspiracy theories about what this evil corporation is doing, etc., etc. And he teams up with Millie Bobby Brown's character from the last film, and they go investigating this huge organisation. I was less invested with those characters. However, the reveal they eventually find leads to, and again, I don't want to spoil it, a massive confrontation at the end of the film between the Titans. So it was relevant what they were doing. I was just less invested in their characters and what they were doing in the film, if I'm being honest. I thought I wasn't going to enjoy this film because I had this blueprint in my head of what to expect, and they really did, for the most part, deliver on that blueprint. And there was no real, well, there was a surprise, and fans of Godzilla are not going to be disappointed, I don't think. I mean, I'm not, a huge traditionalist or anything when it comes to Godzilla. I'm not one of these that analyzes every minor detail and kicks off on the internet if it's just not how it should be. So there may be some traditionalists out there that don't like what they do with certain aspects of this film. I didn't have an issue with it all. I just found it all really, really hugely entertaining. And it is one of those films that you're gonna, you could sit in front of it with a huge tub of popcorn and have a hugely entertaining time watching this film. And for me, if you're not entertained watching a film like this, then I would probably question what's the point in watching it in the first place. If you're not already invested in this universe and series of films, what are you doing watching it kind of in the first place? Because you know what you're going to get here with this film. It's along the same lines of all the others. It follows a similar pattern. It's just the runtime's a little bit shorter. It's probably more action orientated than the others. There's less gaps between the action. The second act, you could argue, well, there's the opening act is interesting because we get Godzilla attacking like this mainland, and everybody thinks Godzilla's now the enemy, which he's never done before. He's never attacked anything like that. He's always protected humanity, but now he's not, it would seem. So they decide to transport Kong to this other place, but they're worried because as soon as Godzilla senses another Titan, he attacks them because he sees them as a threat. So once we get that initial bit out of the way when they're transporting Kong, it kind of dips a little bit, the film. There's a dip. And it leans a little bit more into the investigation side with Millie Bobby Brown's character and the other two, which was less interesting for me. So there's a bit of a dip, a 20-25 minute dip, and then boom, it's back at it again. And yeah, I've got to say, I'm massively entertained with this film. Are you going to be disappointed? That really depends on your thoughts on the other films. I think it's probably the best of the bunch. And I don't think you're going to be disappointed if you go into this film knowing what you're going to get, which is Godzilla and Kong knocking seven shades of you-know-what out of each other. You're going to like it. So I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. Massively entertaining film, and I enjoyed my time watching it. So thanks for watching. I hope you liked this review. If you did, don't forget to like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I will be back with plenty more content on Screen Stars very, very soon.